Deep drop. Pass is caught. Tackle avoided. Look at Robinson go. All the way to the 44-yard line. 8 catches for him this year coming into the game. 2 for touchdowns. That pass is low, but it is caught.
Of course, the big tight end, Pitts.
Drive starts from the 10. Mayfield throws. Evans. Back shoulder makes the grab. Irving and White are both in the backfield. And they snap it, and it's a first down and a lot more. Irving. Mayfield, look out. Gets swallowed up. LaCale London gets in there. He'll get credit for the sack. Ticking down to a minute to go in the third. Third down and 12. Mayfield to the sideline. That's incomplete. The whole offense is Robinson and Pitts. And that ball is loose. And the Bucs, for the moment, will have it. Jacob Parrish comes away with the ball.
Catch and then a fumble. That's not a big point.
All gets reviewed, of course. Terry, your initial feeling is a catch and a fumble?
Yeah, Al, it looks like he gets control left, right, and then takes an additional step clearly on the ground before the ball is knocked loose. That's a completed catch and a fumble.
Christian Izzian is the guy who gets in there. Mayfield steps out of a sack, fires downfield, and he goes to Evans. See where they put forward progress. Tucker's already been into the end.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome in to the Athletics Podcast. How are we feeling today? You guys like the hat? You guys digging the hat? I know you're digging the hat. Welcome in. You know, we're getting the spirit jolly for this winter Christmas festival time, as I like to call it. I hope you have been having a good start to your morning. It's not too bad out. I mean, compared to the negative degrees we just had this weekend. Holy crap. I had my car, I don't know about you guys, but I have a key fob on my car, so I can, do the whole, starting it from my house kind of thing, let it warm up. Well, even with that, I had my car on for easily 10 minutes, which normally I have the heat in my car around 74, 75 degrees in my car. I like it warm. And even so, when I got in my car for work this week, I was still cold. It was still like steering wheel was still frozen. I sadly don't have heated seats, so that sucks. But at least I have the push to start that warms up the car and gets me ready for the day. Anyway, so as I want to start us off, as you read the title, you read that kind of funny, didn't you? But we are talking about one of the biggest, I will say without a doubt in my mind, one of the biggest wrestlers of all time. John Cena is officially retiring tonight. He officially retires tonight at the Saturday Night Live event for the WWE. It starts at 8 p.m. tonight. Yeah, it's a huge deal. If you are at all in the world of the sports wrestling, competing, all that. But John Cena's retiring. It's the 16-time champion he's finally calling it. He's putting up the torch, and he's retiring as of today. So huge deal for John Cena and the wrestling world altogether. It's a real big deal here in this world of sports. And wow, just amazing stuff here. I want to show you something that I really enjoyed, and I feel that I need to present it with you today. So let's take a look.
Let's go to work. Here goes Stu.
I'm gonna shoot for you. My childhood hero, John Cena.
Yes. I wanted to show you guys. Ooh. I am so sorry. Whoa. I turned that way too loud. All right. I didn't hurt anybody. All right, cool. But yeah, that was an amazing little cut to see the WWE giving respects to John Cena as a final tribute for him. There's the rest of the video is, if you want to see the rest of the video, I'll say just go to the find WWE on YouTube. Just find their most recent. It's their farewell from all these wrestlers. And it's a good 3 minutes, 4 minutes long. So definitely take a look at it if you can. But wow, just an amazing moment for the WWE and John Cena altogether. He's been here for a very long time. The guy's been wrestling for so long now. Easily 20 years, easily. So John Cena has his final match tonight at, like I said, the WWE main event tonight, with the final card set as all 4 matches. And so these are the matches. The location is in Washington, D.C. at the Capital One Arena. It is John Cena versus Gunther. Gunther is I believe he's like a Russian or German-based wrestler, but he's very good, very good. And so I think that's going to be a good match for John Cena's farewell. I know that there's a lot of controversy on that one. I know a lot of people are not too happy with the decision of it being someone like Gunther, who is like, he's a newer wrestler. He's relatively new. He's only been around for maybe like a couple years. He's been like in the scene for at least 5-6 years easily, but he just became like a big deal on the WWE roster as of like about 2 years ago. But I think it's good though. I think because the irony of it, or like the full circle of it, is that when John Cena got brought in, it was his first match and his first like debut was beating up Kurt Angle. And so I think it's good that John Cena's kind of like passing the torch in that sense, where he's facing off against a young, newer wrestler to get their like name, get them bigger, make them look better. And so I think that's the point of this match. Then apparently there is a World Tag Team Championship match between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. That'll be an interesting matchup. Obafemi versus Cody Rhodes. I believe Obafemi is like the NXT champion. I think so. And then Bailey versus Sol Ruka. So that's the lineup for tonight's match. So there's about 4 or 5 matches. I expect the event to be about 2 hours long. I don't expect it to be too long. Probably like 2 hours. And so if you're able to tune in tonight, you can find it on Peacock. I believe Peacock streams it, and then I believe one of the cable companies. I don't know if it's USA or another TV station. I know another TV, like a couple broadcast or TV stations still put on WWE. So you can find it on Peacock and possibly maybe your local streaming, your local cable. But let's transition now, though. We're gonna before I continue, I just want to go down the line because I forgot to mention. But so we're gonna talk about some basketball here in a second. Then we'll go on from there. We'll talk about some Sunday night football, as you saw at the beginning. And then we'll finish it off by talking about some college ball. We got some stuff to talk about over there too. So the NBA, though, what's going on in the NBA right now? Well, I know the Cup is still going on. We're getting close to the end. We're getting very close to the end of this NBA Cup. We have the semifinals tonight, actually, starting at 5:30 p.m. The Knicks play the Magic for the semifinals. And then the Spurs and Thunder also face off. And then I believe whoever wins of those two will face each other for the NBA Cup. The NBA Cup was something that just got put in a couple seasons ago. It's kind of just like I don't really understand the purpose of it. I think it's more for fun. I think it's just more of like, oh, like, you know, we're like 20 games in the season. Let's have some like championship cup thing halfway through. I mean, not even half. We're only 20 games in, so I don't know. I've never really understood the whole purpose of it, but I think it's just more for bragging rights than anything. Then tomorrow, Sunday, at 3 p.m. for basketball, we have the Wizards facing off against the Pacers. We have the Hornets playing the Cavaliers. 76ers playing the Hawks. Bucks and Nets. Kings and Timberwolves. I should bring this down. I'm going to bring this down. Sorry about that. Kings, Timberwolves, Pelicans, Bulls, 7 o'clock. Lakers, Suns at 8 o'clock. And then Warriors and Trailblazers starts off at 9 o'clock. We got some good ones. I'm excited to see. I think I'm really excited to see, obviously, Lakers and Suns. I think the 76ers and Hawks game will be interesting. That'll be an interesting matchup. So, sorry about that. We'll be having those games coming up in terms of the basketball. I want to talk about the standings so far. So we're about, like I said, about 20 to 25 games, depending on some teams' schedules. But we're about 20, 25 games into the season right now. And at number 1 in the Eastern Conference is the Pistons. Detroit is on top. Detroit is 20-5 right now. Followed up behind them is New York Knicks, 17-7. Followed up with the Boston Celtics in third, 15-10. Magic are in fourth. Orlando, 15-10. 76ers, 14-10. Raptors, 15-11. Then seventh is Cavaliers. Heat are in eighth with 14-11. Hawks are ninth is the Hawks. They're 14-12. Bucks are in 10th. They're 11-15. And I guess Bulls, Hornets, Nets, Pacers, and Wizards. Wizards are 3-20. Yikes. Sorry, Washington fans. Thunder are continuing their undefeated streak. They are currently 24-1. They're absolutely killing it right now. Followed up by the Nuggets, who are 18-6. Rockets, Houston, 16-6. Lakers, 4th, 17-7. Spurs, 5th, 17-7. The Timberwolves are 16-9. Then the Suns are 14-11. The Warriors are 8th. They're even at 13-13, followed up with the Grizzlies, who are 11-14. Then the Mavericks, who are 10-6, followed up with Jazz, Trailblazers, Kings, Clippers, and Pelicans. Pelicans are 4-22, just as bad as Washington. Pelicans, this is not a surprise for you guys. Clippers, though, Clippers being 6-19 is definitely very surprising for sure, especially when you have Kawhi Leonard and James Harden on your team right now. So for me, that's a surprise. That's a huge surprise. It's very surprising they don't have a better record than that. But hey, there is nothing you can do about that, I guess. So in terms of the NBA, though, news-wise, I mean, there's a lot of trade talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is from the Milwaukee Bucks, big Greek freak. But yeah, he's right now like in talk because there's a lot of rumors. There hasn't been exactly a guarantee. Like Giannis himself and the Milwaukee Bucks have not directly spoken about any trade. It's just right now rumors. But there's a lot of teams that obviously would benefit from him, and honestly, he could go to a team that is actually like, you know, competing. Like I wouldn't really say the Bucks are having the year they had last year. But they still are a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're still a very good team. But I think Giannis could 100%, you know, he's in the they're the 10th, they're 10th in the Eastern. Like they're 10th. They're 11-5. They're 4 games under 500. Like, so for Giannis, it's like he's on a team that's like struggling to be something right now. And teams like the Knicks, for example, who are in second right now, who are 17-7, they could benefit from him. They would want him. They would benefit from him. Hell, he could benefit from going to the Boston Celtics if they have the money for it, assuming they have the money for it. There's just so many teams that would benefit from him. And so it's like, I'm really surprised he hasn't like demanded a trade, honestly. I'm really surprised. But hey, you know, everybody does what they need to do to get to where they are. Go Boston. Yes, go Boston. That's funny. Boston's doing, I'll say Boston's making a comeback. They started off not so hot, but they're doing a little better, looking a little better, 3rd place. So there you go. Very good start for them. And so that's all that's going on in the basketball world. It's a little quiet in the basketball world right now. But we got to talk about everybody's favorite Sunday night sport, the NFL, some good old-fashioned football, as you could say. Falcons, as you saw, I showed in the beginning of today's clip, Falcons beat the Buccaneers in a very close contest, 29-28. That was a shock for me. That was very surprising. I didn't expect to see all that. So, hey, let's go Atlanta. Atlanta moves to 5-9. Buccaneers drop to 7-7. Following it up, we're starting everything hot with the Ravens and Bengals in a rivalry match starting off at 1 p.m., followed up by Raiders-Eagles. Eagles should win that no contest. Oh, Ravens and Bengals, by the way. I mean, the Ravens really need to win. The Ravens really can't afford to be 6-8. And so for them right now, it's like they really need to win this game. But, I mean, the Bengals, ever since Joe came back, has been kind of on a hot streak. They're 3-1 in their last contest. Yeah, it's definitely a different vibes, you know, with Jason Tatum missing. You're missing your star player. You have your second star player who's really good too, but, you know, you kind of have a lot of confusion, especially when, like, your lineup looks totally different from last year too. You know, a lot of changes that had happened. Cardinals and Texans. Cardinals, I mean, I think, honestly, no, the Cardinals hopefully will lose that game. I'm hoping the Cardinals will lose that game. I don't want them to win. Go Patriots. I mean, hey, actually, I'm going to say this right now. If the Patriots win tonight, like, I think if they win tonight, they definitely have a very high case of winning and well, maybe not winning, but definitely going to the Super Bowl, though. If they can beat the Bills, that's a good sign. If they can't beat the Bills, I mean, they're still 11-3. They're still on top, but it will ask the question of, like, are they ready for the playoffs? Are they ready to play the big boys? I think, though, they are. I think the Patriots are, though. Patriots are very good. They're looking very good this year. So, very excited to see that. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a very intense game. You guys do have it, though, at Gillette Stadium. So, I hope that Gillette's going to be on fire tonight for tonight's game. Chargers and Chiefs. Chargers should... I mean, I really want the Chargers to win. I think the Chargers are going to win. I hope so. Because then we can officially... If the Chargers... Guys, listen. Focus on me right now, all right? If the Chargers... We need to cross fingers. If the Chargers beat the Chiefs, we will not have to see... We will have a guarantee that we will not have to see Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce in the Super Bowl again. We need this to happen. I need a Super Bowl that's worth my while, right? Not the obvious, oh, they're going to win. But hey, we keep the ball rolling. Jets and Jaguars. Jaguars should have no problem in that game. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter both looking good on that wide receiver and quarterback duo. Commanders and Giants. I mean, they're both... It's hard to say. They're both pretty bad. I mean, I really hope the Giants win, though, just for the sake of everything that's going on right now. Is Jackson Dart... I'm surprised, honestly, if Jackson Dart isn't injured, if I was the Giants, I would just tell Jackson, be like, hey, sorry, man, we're going to just sit you for the remainder of the season. Because at the same time, it's like, yeah, it would suck for him. But I think, though, with the Giants, obviously they're not going to win. They're clearly going to be they're going to get a good draft pick, though. But they're definitely not getting, they're not really getting anywhere this season. And I think it would just be risky, like, risking Jackson Dart, your star quarterback right now, you're risking him getting an injury, is definitely, like, not ideal. So, like, if I were the Giants, I would just just sit him for the remainder of the season so he can be healthy for next season, ready for next season. Browns and Bears. Bears obviously have been killing it. The Browns have not been that great of a team this year. I really feel for Myles Garrett. Panthers and Saints. Panthers should come away with that game. The Panthers have had an interesting season, without a doubt in my mind. They went from being like I don't think anybody expected them to be where they are. They're in a pretty comfortable spot right now. They're in a really good spot right now. I mean, we got 3 games. We got this week and 2 more weeks before we officially hit the playoffs. Playoffs are already here. That's crazy to me. I feel like the season, I don't know. Maybe everyone else can relate to me. I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like the NFL, I just feel like it goes by fast. Like, I feel like the season's, we're at the start of the season. Then before you know it, we're already in week 15. And before you know it, we're going to have to say goodbye and hang up the football helmet for 6 months, which that kind of sucks. But hey, it gives the players some time to go be lazy bums and do something with their money. Lions and Rams facing off. That should be a good contest. Both quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff, facing off against their former teams. Detroit versus Lions. It's going to be a good game. I really want Detroit to win personally just because I need the Rams to start losing. I really need the Rams to start losing because as a Seahawks fan, it's like, I think we're going to make it either way. But I really don't want to like have that like risk of being 7th seed. But though, if we're 7th seed though, then well, it has to be. Hold on, I need to see the playoff picture. I need to see the playoff picture because I'm trying to look at it as a. I'm trying to look at the because it shows us like the picture. I'm gonna look at it real quick. So I know the Seahawks. Well, so both like right now the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Rams are all in perfect spots for Super Bowl contention. Sorry about that. I don't know. Some people were just randomly staring at me, so I was like, "What the?" AFC though, in the hunt right now though in the AFC. So Broncos are currently holding the number 1 spot, followed up by the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Steelers, the Chargers, and then in the wild card spots right now are the Bills and the Texans, with the Colts being runner-ups, followed by the Ravens, and then like I said, the Chiefs. The Chiefs have as of right now, the Chiefs literally have a 13% chance. The NFL is giving them a 13% chance right now of making the playoffs. So we are like, guaranteeing that it's not going to happen. But come on, Chargers. Rams are currently carrying the NFC, followed up by the Packers, the Eagles, the Panthers, then the Seahawks, followed up by the 76ers in the 6th seed and the Bears in the 7th. Then the Lions, Buccaneers, and Cowboys. Cowboys have just as much of a chance of making it as much as the Chiefs. But, hey, I don't know. I think the Cowboys have better odds. I feel like they have better odds. And with that being said, though, that's going on in the NFL. Oh, besides the obvious, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers has come out of retirement and is going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts. They'll be playing against the Seattle Seahawks, which I don't know. I'm excited because it's going to be way too easy. I don't know. I'm excited to see Phillip Rivers. I am excited to see him play, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting. Hey, but like the question is like, how has he been like? Has he been like training for months? Like, what is he? Is he even ready? Like, or did he just like literally get off the couch 2 months ago, or not 2 months ago, but like 2 weeks ago, and said, "Hey, I'm putting my helmet back on." Like, I don't know, man. That's an interesting call. That's a very interesting call. But let's talk some good old football in college ball though. The NCAA football, they're also coming to a close on their season as well. They're in week 15 of 16, so they're getting close to calling it as well. James Madison, ranked 24th, beats Troy 31-14 on Friday, followed up by the 20 seed Tulane beats the North Texas 25 rank 34-21. Texas Tech, ranked 4, beats BYU, ranked 12th 34-7. Georgia beats Alabama. Georgia's ranked 3rd, 28-7 against number 9th seed Alabama. Unranked Duke beats the Virginia ranked 19th, 27-20. That's a surpriser. That's a big surpriser. The Blue Devils are 8-5, while Virginia Cavaliers drop to 10-3. That is very interesting to see for sure. Followed up with that, we got Indiana and Ohio, number 1 seed versus the 2nd seed in a close contest on Saturday. But Indiana beats Buckeyes, making the Indiana 13-0, still undefeated, while Ohio State drops to 12-1. Hey, they're still 12-1 though, so you know, still crazy, like without a doubt in my mind. Tonight we have one of the bowls. We have the LA Bowl, Boise State versus Washington at 8 p.m. tonight. Boise State Broncos are 9-4. Washington Huskies are 8-4. So both teams are pretty equal looking coming into this contest. So we're gonna see how it goes. And so that's going on. Followed up with, in terms of bowls, we have the Salute to the Veterans Bowl, which is Jack State versus Troy, which will be on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, December 17th, we have the Cure Bowl, which is Old Dominion versus South Florida. Followed up by the Lending Tree Bowl. I don't know what that is. Louisiana versus Delaware. Apparently, there's just called bowls. That's all. BOWLS. MO State versus AR State. Then on Friday, the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Keesaw State versus WMU. Then we have a couple more bowls, just titled bowls. Alabama versus Oklahoma, which that will be on Friday at 8 p.m., December 19th. Then Miami, Florida versus Texas A&M. And then Tulane versus Ole Miss on Saturday. So we got a lot of football, college ball-wise, coming up. So we got to get really excited, get in the driver's seat for that. So very happy to see all that's going on in the world. It's just, I'm loving the football. I'm loving the football right now. I can't lie. I'm loving the football. College basketball is also in full swing as per usual. I really am loving what I'm seeing from Michigan. I'm really loving, personally, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Michigan. They're very surprising this year. I watched them play against Gonzaga, I think about 2 weeks ago, and that was pretty fun to watch. So Thursday, December 11th, we had Iowa versus Iowa State. Iowa State wins 66-62. Yesterday, the UConn Huskies played Texas Longhorns, where UConn won 71-63. And then also on Wednesday, December 10th, Purdue beat Minnesota 85-57. Houston beat Jackson State 80-38. Holy crap. Nebraska beats Wisconsin 90-60. Then today we have some basketball games at noon. We have the St. Johnson Red Storms versus the Anya. I don't know how to say that. I'm gonna say Anya. The school is called Anya, but I'm not sure what their team is called. So sorry about that. Arkansas versus Texas Tech at 12 as well. Followed up with MI State and Penn State. USC Upstate versus UNC. Florida versus GW. New Orleans versus Houston. Memphis versus Louisville. Nebraska versus Illinois. Kansas versus NC State. Central AR versus Vanderbilt. We got an ambulance. Michigan versus Maryland. Like I said, ranked number 2 Michigan. They've been going crazy. Number 1 ranked Arizona versus Alabama as well today. And then we have UCLA versus Gonzaga tonight as well. That's at 11:30. Okay. Oh, well, to be fair, they're probably playing over closer to California, so it's probably like 8:30 versus 11:30 for them, but holy crap. For us like New England people, that game is not going to get over till like 2, 3 in the morning. I'm not watching that. No way. No way. You're crazy if you think I'm going to be doing all that. But something we do got to talk about, though, before we wrap everything up, there is one really big thing we really need to chat about. It's a real big deal right now in the sports ball, college ball specifically. And that is Army versus Navy. The Army Black Knights versus the Navy Midshipmen. We are excited. We are getting geared up. And we're going to take a look together. You and I are going to explore this together.
Q presented by USAA, proudly taking care of the military community and their families since 1922. Today, we are highlighting former Navy quarterback Keenan Reynolds, just the fourth player to rush for over 30 touchdowns in a single season. All college football fans each year have this classic rivalry circled on their calendar. And this weekend on CBS will be the annual battle between Army and Navy, a game that recently has really been an incredible one to watch. 8 of the last 11 games between Army and Navy have come down to one possession. The Black Knights have won 6 games since they snapped a 14-game losing streak back in 2016. But Navy really closing that gap. It's also going to be a very special game for a CBS legend who will be calling his last Army-Navy game, Gary Danielson. Gary, it is so great to see you. This is a special one, but having called many Army-Navy games in the past, what about this rivalry has been so special and unique for you?
Wow, it's hard to kind of put it in words. The first thing that comes to mind, it's humbling, basically, to do it. It means so much to so many people, but I think it's the people that are involved in it. Everyone, the players, the parents. What comes to mind is these are families that are willing to sacrifice, players, young adults that are willing to sacrifice. Things that are important to them are their country, their family. They're willing to help others first. That famous JFK quote when President Kennedy was talking, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. We're watching 2 teams that take that to heart. And it's not a hate. It's a great rivalry, but everybody involved respects each other so much because they know how much sacrifice all these people are putting into this game, and it's a joy to be a part of.
When I came into work today.
And we will tune myself back in here. We don't want to be too deep in the rant. But that is Gary Danielson, college ball sports analyst. He's getting ready to retire. Big deal too. Everybody, all the big deals right now are retiring. What is up with that? Come on, what is up with that? Like explain that to me. But yeah, I think we are gonna get ready to wrap things up in a big old gift basket with a bow on it. So, thank you so much. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I appreciate everybody who was here in the chat asking me some questions and commenting in together. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This has been the Athletics Podcast. Thank you so much again for tuning in with me this Saturday. I hope you have an amazing Sunday. Get ready for some football. Get comfortable. Get your hot wings. Get your burgers. Because that's what I'm getting. Thank you so much. This has been the Athletics Podcast. Thank you so much.